Long ago, two races ruled over the earth, humans and monsters. One day, war broke out between the two races. After a long battle, the humans were victorious. They sealed the monsters underground with a magic spell. Many years later, Mount Forget it. This is Welcome to Undertale. This is the beginning of the series, as you can probably imagine. This is the start of the game. For those who haven't seen the game before, I really don't know why you're watching this playthrough specifically. We won't be going into much detail because I've already played the game before. But if you'd like to see the basics of the game and just quickly, zoom through it without any of the extra unnecessary stuff in some people's eyes, this might be a good playthrough for you. But if you've seen Undertale before, then you can be here to listen to my glorious but not glorious voice, and enjoy the game of glorious but not gloriousness, because the internet is always going to be split down the middle about this goddamn game. I find it okay. It's good, but it ain't the best game ever like most people, say it is. But it isn't the worst game ever like other people say it is. So this game starts with a basic, choose your name sort of thing, name the fallen human. I try to put PACIFIST in. Yeah. Why does no RPG game ever accept this goddamn name? It's always like 2 or 1 letter short. So I had to go with Scythe. Seeing as, 100% of people seem to refer to me as Scythe anyway, it doesn't really matter. So, is this name correct? Scythe? Yes, it is. That's the name we're going with. Whoop-de-doo. Okay, so I've already played this game, before. I've never played true pacifist, but guess we'll be exploring that together. But as people know, there's not exactly much difference between neutral and true pacifist, except for one large section of the game. So we get introduced to our first character, Flowey, the flower. Oh, he's such a friendly guy, and anyone who knows this game knows I'm talking bullshit, because this guy isn't friendly at all. Yeah, sorry for the spoilers, people, but we ain't keeping spoilers back from this playthrough. If you came to watch this playthrough for like a walkthrough, that may not be the best idea. I mean, I can go over the basics, and I may try to avoid spoilers, but there's a good chance I'm eventually going to end up spoiling something for you, so play after the fact, like I am, because I'm just recording myself play, watching myself play it, Yeah, I'm trying to deliberately avoid those bullets. Everyone who's ever played this game either avoids the bullets or just goes straight into them. That makes it up a bit. I went in after this third try. Is this a joke? Are you brain dead? Run into the bullets? Oh no, friendly pass. And dead. I want to see if there's something different happened, because apparently, this game is actually known for, like, very different stuff. Like, every event you do has a different thing, and it's a good idea. Like, I like the idea behind the game. I mean, I make games myself. I mean, sure. I don't like to use that card, though, because people like, oh, yes, he makes games, so he feels like he has all the opinion in the world to tell you about good games. I mean, I can't say a game is brilliant, that's my personal opinion. Do not take my opinion as your own, But what can I say? I make games, so I know a couple of things. I'm not no expert, though. Don't get that in your mind. The thing about this game, right? Compared to many RPGs, the graphics are actually really simplistic. I mean, look at it. Most of the colors are just really basic, like, flat, not much to it. But, I guess it works for the game it was trying to do. I mean, the resolution of the game is like, what? 640 by 480? Only this game would ever get away with being that nowadays. Or any maybe RPG Maker game. Oh wait, that's what I use. Oh no, people are going to kill me for using RPG Maker. I don't actually use RPG Maker to make RPGs. I make everything else, like first-person shooters, platformers, etc. Okay. Enough advertising my petty self. Let's move on with the rest of the game. Yeah, this game is actually pretty basic in the end of the day. All it requires you to do is, fight or flight. Wow, the game actually sounds really boring when you say it like that. No wonder some people don't like it. Okay, but in all seriousness, I like the game, but as I said earlier, I don't find it like this masterful masterpiece, as people do like to call it. There are some good things, and I do like the characters, you know. It's always good. Like, having good characters is always a good way to, like, make sure people like your game. Also, this scene here is hilarious. Toriel here, the caretaker of the ruins, is got one of the best facial expressions ever, you know, on her sprite in the text box. In the overworld, it stays exactly the same. It kind of ruins the suspension, you know, later on, when her face is smiling when she's meant to be sad in certain sections. Before I'm going to text you, I attempt to attack it, and I realize, oh wait, I'm doing true pacifist. I can't just murder everyone. Oh, flattered anyway. Okay, why is it that, like, for the first, like, few minutes of this game, Toriel's face, like, is like this, and then it's like, oh, well, you know, we'll never see that again. Okay, seriously. You can't get hurt by these spikes even if you go back and walk on them. I'll show that in a second, but, like, there's no point to this being a puzzle. Because, I mean, sure. I mean, I assume it's meant to hurt you, but it just doesn't let you because you can't die in the overworld, you know, in this game. Though, I mean, give this game credit. It has spawned countless fan games. One of them being UNDERTALE, where you can die in the overworld. Obviously, it's meant to be more dark and edgier. You know, that's the thing about fan games, specifically this game. People, like, basically found this formula and copy it, right? And it's okay to do that as long as it's a fan game, you know, not like, you know, oh, this is my original game, I just stole this and whatever. But, like, also, this, just, I don't even know how I'm walking like that, I really don't. But yeah, this game, specifically, right, has spawned countless of, like, you know, fan games, along with, like, Five Nights at Freddy's. Like, those two games specifically have so many fan games because it's such an easy concept to, like, copy and, you know, replicate. There are other fan games of, like, other games, obviously, you know, like, I mean, what other games do I have in my series? Portal 2 so far? Yeah, there's a few mods for that. There's, you know, there's Aperture Tag, and there's, you know, Portal Stories Mel, and they're both impressive, but there isn't that many of them, you see. But with these games, there's a lot of them, and there's a lot of good ones, too. It's like, it's such an easy formula to replicate that it's, you know, and that's what makes it so good. You know, it's not always about complexity of a game. It's sometimes about, like, simplicity. Simple sometimes is best, and, I guess in this game, the simplicity really comes in the graphics form. I hate to, like, you know, barge on about the graphics, because one of the things I can't do is draw, so my games tend to be very basic in graphics, so I guess this game gives me some determination, you know, that graphics don't mean everything, and I can really make it in the world. And I just made an Undertale reference with determination. Even though I said in my Sonic World video that determination was not a reference to Undertale, because it existed before it. That reminds me. The fan base of these games is, well, I mean, I don't like to say the whole fan base, because a lot of people go, oh, that's just a minor, you know, the vocal minority. And it is true. The vocal minority of this game, and basically any game ever, but it seems specifically with this game, is really, really diverted in terms of, like, their opinions and stuff. Like, I don't know what's more, like, funny. The fact that this game is all about acceptance of everyone and everything, yet the fan base, like the vocal minority specifically, doesn't seem to want any of that, and hates people who hate this game, and, you know, don't respect their own opinions on the game. I find that quite hilarious. Or the fact that, you know, people within the game itself has characters which people in the fan base, or at least the vocal minority, don't like, which is hilarious once again, because, you know, wanting to accept everyone, but we can't accept this one character because of, oh, this weird thing. How dare they have this weird thing? You know, how dare it be related to this thing? If you don't know what I'm talking about the character So Sorry. I'm not going to go too much into that. Go research yourself. At the end of the day, it's kind of petty, the word I would use. And of course, I know I've insulted like 5 people at least who are going to see this video, because people don't like it when I say stuff like that. Okay, this puzzle here, right here. It's meant to be very simple once you know it, but apparently I'm so bad at this game that I failed. Twice. So, I fell down, and then I decided to try again. I'm going to speed up the footage here, though, of course, because, you know, I'm not going to waste my time doing it again and again constantly. But, of course, I get attacked by something just before I can. speed up the footage because I fail massively at this game. Yeah, but this game, get attacked again. I can't even remember what I did in this game anymore. I'm just thinking to myself, oh, I was going to get to the end, and I failed. But no, we're almost at the end of the episode here, and we'll be completing the rest of the ruins next time. That'll be next week's episode, and then what we'll be doing is facing Toriel. Oh, yeah, spoilers, by the way. So yeah, see you next time.